Oh, are we on? For all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer, and welcome back to Haunt Informer. If this show was a Chex Mix, it would have a little bit of Halloween, a little bit of haunted houses, a little bit of horror, and a little bit of Here's Johnny. I'm your host, Hauntformer, and intro over. Let's jump into the news, shall we? Perhaps the biggest groundbreaking Halloween news out right now is that there is a petition to change the date of Halloween as we know it. Yes, there is a petition. Many thousands of people have signed this petition to change the date of Halloween from October 31st to the last Saturday of October. This is a very controversial change that's happening right now, with many hardcore Halloween activists saying, no, you can't change it. Many parents and families saying we should. Where do I stand on this? Do I want to say it? I think it's actually not a bad idea. Hear me out fully. Don't click off the video. Hear me out fully. Halloween, in my mind, will always be October 31st. Plus, because of All Saints Day being on November 1st, and therefore the eve of that holiday on the 31st, it's bound to be Halloween always, All Hallows Eve on the 31st of October. However, families and young kids or people who are working, they have to get up early the following day if it's on any other day besides a weekend. So, if it was on the last Saturday of the month, maybe even the last Friday of the month, families and kids could stay up later and enjoy the festivities of the holiday. People who do haunted houses, like myself, could keep them open longer. I think that could be a cool idea. Maybe there's a compromise here. Don't change Halloween to the last Saturday. Make it a completely new holiday. Call it Trick or Treat Day or Trick or Treat Eve. Make that the day to trick or treat and do all your Halloween festivities, watching horror films, carving jack-o'-lanterns, and maybe even further trick-or-treating on October 31st. But give kids that option too. I'm curious. I want to hear your opinions on this petition. It's very interesting and polarizing, but I'm open to hearing all sorts of opinions. Let me know. You still like petitions, huh? Alright, I got another one for you. Danielle Harris, the actress who played Jamie Lloyd in Halloween's 4 and 5, wants to return to a Halloween film. And honestly, I would love to see this. She did make an appearance in the Rob Zombie remake of Halloween, but I would really want to see her return to that original continuity of the franchise. I think that would be a really cool thing to do, and I don't think it would be far off for her to be in it. Plus, she's never actually been in a film with Jamie Lee Curtis, and I just think that would be a match made in heaven. So can we get this started, please? Speaking of Halloween news, I guess I should just jump into this. There have been 2 sequels confirmed for Halloween 2018. I talked about this in a past episode, but now we have confirmation from the directors, David Gordon Green, that there will be 2 sequels. And they are called Halloween Kills, which comes out in October 2020, and Halloween Ends in October 2021. This is exciting news. I want to hear what you guys have to think about these sequels. Are they going to kill off the franchise once and for all, or are they going to keep going? Let me know. I want to hear from you. Speaking of stuff I talked about last time around, I have another announcement about that Saw reboot. Yeah, you know, the one with Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson that everyone wanted? Anyways, there has been a confirmation on when this film's going to be released. And believe it or not, it's next summer, 2020. I don't know why these big horror films don't release in the spooky season of September and October. It really baffles me, but it's coming out next summer apparently. It sounds kind of exciting, like I said. Again, it's not going to be the same as the original Saws, but you gotta take it with a grain of salt, you know? Very rarely do I talk about Marvel films on this channel. I am a fan of the MCU, but it's just not my thing here. However, I finally get the chance to, because Marvel, upon announcing a bunch of other projects that, you know, you can check out that on some comic book channel, they have announced that Doctor Strange 2 is going to be the MCU's first horror movie. Pretty exciting stuff. Apparently, Doctor Strange is going to go into all these realms and experience madness and chaos and monsters. Sounds pretty fun to me. They already have a director picked out, and it sounds like he really wants to make this a horror film, so I'm really down to see where that goes. I wasn't the biggest fan of Doctor Strange, the first one, but I really enjoyed his character in the Avengers crossover films, so this should be a pleasing thing for both comic book fans and horror people like myself. I talk a lot about Hollywood blockbusters and big-name horror films on this channel, but we need to appreciate the little guys. There is a fan film petition and Indiegogo page going on right now that you can help support. It's about Chucky. It is a Chucky fan film called Charles. And from the outset, this actually looks like a really cool project. It looks like it's going to be well made, and I'm really interested to see what the plot is about, who they're going to cast and stuff like that. The fact that we're getting more fan films of horror, because it is a pretty easy genre to make, it's exciting to see nonetheless. And I think this Charles would be really great if it succeeded, because it could open the door for new possibilities. Amazon is pretty big right now, almost bigger than, well, TV itself. Regardless, they're starting a brand new horror TV show based off of the early 2000s horror film, I Know What You Did Last Summer. The film was pretty successful, and it was written by Kevin Williamson, the guy, who wrote Scream and most of the sequels. Well, they're starting a new series on Amazon, and the exciting thing is Amazon has gotten a veteran horror director to helm the series, and it's none other than James Wan. I'm a big fan of James Wan's work. I think he's one of the best modern horror directors out there right now. So to see him taking on a franchise like I Know What You Did Last Summer is exciting. And for you big fans of that movie and that series, I want to know what you have to say about that. Before I move on to other stuff, I have one more bit of news about TV and movies. And it's pretty exciting, I think, though it's kind of obvious. AMC is returning for its annual Fear Fest this October. It'll be starting on October 13th, giving us 19 days of horror goodness, and they've claimed over 80 movies are going to be shown throughout that period, from various franchises like Aliens, Halloween, Leprechaun, and many, many more. It's exciting to see this series return. It's one of the reasons I got into horror in the first place, so make sure to tune in to AMC's Fear Fest this October. Killer Clowns! Killer Clowns from Outer Space is one of my favorite horror B movies of the 80s, and it was recently announced that Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios is going to be bringing these characters to the parks. Now, yes, last year we did see the Killer Clowns from Outer Space make an appearance in a scare zone, but now they have their very own maze. I can only imagine what would be in this wacky maze, but I'm all down for it. It's interesting. Ghostbusters is coming to Halloween Horror Nights, and Killer Clowns is coming to Halloween Horror Nights. Those are really cool movies, but they aren't exactly super scary, so it will be interesting to see the lighthearted approach that the parks take. Either way, I'm excited. Now let's get on to the good stuff. Well, I mean, that stuff was good too, but I'm talking about stuff that you can buy. You can actually have it. We're talking about Funko. Yeah, I talked about them before, but I'm back because they're going to have some Haunted Mansion merch that you diehard Disney and Haunted Mansion fans like me are gonna want, including Funko Pops based off of the iconic ride. This is super exciting, especially the Madame Leota one. Really, all of the characters are very cool and iconic. Classic Disney stuff, They've had some Funko Pops in the past, but they were very limited in their run. So to see them having a wider reach of consumerism is really cool. I'm down to pick up some of these, and I hope you guys are too. Now, if we could only get a Hatbox Ghost. If you remember in the last episode, I talked about the store FYE, For Your Entertainment, or FI, however you pronounce it, I don't know. They are coming out with a brand new Chucky Good Guy Doll cereal, and that's awesome. But it was recently announced that they're also coming out with a Ghostbusters S'mores kit, which is super cool. Of course, everybody knows the iconic Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the classic 80s film, and now they're going to have a s'mores kit. And if you didn't know, I love me some s'mores, I love me some Ghostbusters, so this is like a match made in heaven. Finally, let's talk about Spirit Halloween and mask news. I typically wrap up with that kind of stuff. Spirit Halloween has announced that they are making, yes, a Pennywise animatronic. In fact, there's going to be so many Pennywises this year, you might scream because of It. Get it? It? Because the movie is called It. Anyways, yes, this Pennywise animatronic is coming to the Spirit Halloween superstores in time for the 2019 season and the release of It Chapter 2, which is very exciting. You can also check out their website because they've released all of their new stuff for the year. They have plenty of horror merch and goodies that even us veteran horror fans are going to ooh and ah over. I'm excited. And if you like masks and wearable type merchandise, then please check out Lord Grimley's Manor. It's an online website that has a ton of horror and Halloween treats and tricks. They have, classic masks from Trick or Treat Studios, stuff like Leatherface, things from Creepshow. They have the brand new Halloween 1978 masks. So make sure to stock up on all that stuff. And if you use my promo code, I have a promo code, hauntformer19, you can save 10% off your purchase. So many people have already used it already, so I thank each and every one of you. But if you haven't, please take advantage of this opportunity because they truly have some great pricing already, and 10% is even better. Thank you guys very much for watching yet another installment of Haunt Informer. If you have any news that you want me to cover on the show, send me an email at hauntformer@gmail.com. You can leave a comment below too. However you want to do it is cool with me. You can follow me on social media as well if you haven't, because I would love to be your friend. Thank you for watching, and remember as always, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.